Hello lovely Aries, how are you? This is your reading for the month of June 2018. So let's get along with this reading now. I feel very much changes for you. I feel changes. I feel I've been working on these changes here with the energies from the divine for, gosh, I would say quite a number of months, because I feel that there has been these kind of dynamic changes, and I will look into that as we get along with this reading. Okay, so let's have a look here what we've got. Taking steps, I feel, towards these changes. And I also feel here being true to yourself, and so something very, very kind of from the divine here. The divine is lining things up for you that you can't see, and it's been lining things up for you for some time. Okay. And it's not so much, it is to do with what's happening within you will actually show on the outside here. So it's something happening within you, something very natural, a natural force that belongs to you, which is that does not accept anybody to see that natural force. And it's a true natural, it's true nature, it's true natural energy here. It's a true natural energy. Yes, I do get this card here of you becoming quite bold, okay, through these energies and through the fact that something is happening within you. You are becoming more entrepreneurial, more kind of got the world in your hand. Where do I go from here? Where do I go from here? That is your first card. Being true to yourself as well. Also, being in contact with your true inner self. And recognizing. And I get a fine line here. Sorry, I am reading the cards. There's a fine line. What do you claim? What do you claim as you? What do you claim as your soul being? And there's an identity. Maybe there was like some kind of identity crisis, and you know, we're going back some time, and that's blocked you. I feel a blocking here. Outside sources telling you how to be. So this is where the shift is, and the essence of you, what makes you, and expressing that inner essence, again, it's entrepreneurial. Okay, I get again the Three of Rods, looking out to the distance here, also very much so entrepreneurial, kind of gaining knowledge along the way, and you know, gaining knowledge, trading, could be bank trading, could be shares, it could be negotiations, it could actually be negotiations for business, negotiations for a job, negotiations for an interview. So I get this, it's all very kind of entrepreneurial, business, work, being very bold, courageous, with the world in your hand. They're the first two cards, very dynamic. I also get that energy of being dynamic. I get another one here, card that's popped out, and I get the Strength card. Being very strong, gaining your strength, and not allowing this manipulation. I get manipulation before, kind of stopping you from moving forward, like a control thing, and your core identity, your core identity, your essence of your core being, and becoming comfortable with yourself, that you don't need to have people dictate and you know, and have control of your life. So this is where we're sitting in June, and that's brilliant. You know, that is absolutely brilliant, because at the, you know, at the core of this is you showing who you are, showing yourself to the world, your core essence. And this is a door to a new start. It's a door to a new start. And this is what, you know, these cards here, they're great. You've got your strength. You've got your core strength. It's not that you've been through your ups and downs, but you've gained your core strength here. You're looking at your future, and this is where this transformation kicks in, okay, in June. So, but it's not been easy. You know, it's not been easy. You know, all the readings I've done for you, it's not been easy. The road has not been easy. It's been a difficult road. But that difficult road has pointed you to yourself. Why has this been a difficult road? Why have I been so gullible to other people's suggestions? And this difficult road has made you look at yourself, your core essence, your core being, your infinite self, because you know, something that you can't see from the divine, something that your spirit, your soul, that's your infinite self. Okay. Allowing this essence to, the energy of this essence to run freely, you know, to run free, you know, to run free. Yeah, I can see like you running through this meadow of long grass, that just running free through it. You know, this is my essence, this is me, this is my essence. And I know it sounds a bit crazy, like I need some kind of mental ward or hospital, but that's not true. This is you getting your essence, seeing you, who you truly are, what you're made of, a transformation. But it's not been easy, but there is some opportunities here for success, opportunities in June for success, physical and material. It's physical and material in June, but you are walking away from your past. You are walking away from your past. Well, that's evident. I mean, that's, you know, that is evident, because, you know, it's not been easy. Why has it not been easy? You know, are the people around you, they've not really served you. It's time to walk away from that. Walk away from this control of your essence, and stepping into the future. And I feel you've spent months, if not the last couple of years, unpicking your life, you know, unpicking your life, and you've learned. There's been big learning curves here, great big learning curves. I've got the page, like the student. You've been a student of your own life here. So lots of learning curves, walking away from this path that you know that you was on before, and stepping into the future. Recognition of this. There's a recognition of this. There's a recognition of this, because there's a recognition and there's evidence that you're starting to be successful. Why? Why are you starting to be successful? Because you feel quite content. You are starting to feel quite content, Aries, in the achievements that you have achieved. I'm getting business achievements. I'm getting work achievements, promotional achievements. You know, if you've invented something and it's kind of come, you know, become quite, you know, popular, and you're selling your invention, anything like this, anything you've made by your hands that is actually exploding, you know, it's exploding. So I get this evidence already, because the evidence is within you, within your essence of feeling this wholeness of, this is who I am. This is who I am. You cannot get any better than that. You know, the divine has lined this up for me, put me on this arduous road. I've got to the end of this road. I'm starting, and I've worked so damn hard, and I'm starting to feel and reap the rewards. And that's the evidence that I am succeeding. Okay. So, big transformations. Big transformations, because you could be leaving people behind, families, work situation, or you could be leaving people that have held you back, even marriages, relationships. You could be, and even being single. You may recently have got married, so you're leaving that behind. Okay, so there may all be this in the mix. Oh gosh, I think this is amazing reading, Aries, because, you know, it's not that you've had this easy, because I see you sharing out your money. You're becoming quite, you know, you're actually recognising your success, the money's coming in, and you're feeling content. You can pay the bills. I'm not saying it's millions of pounds or dollars, but there is some evidence in June of your hard work that you've put in here, on your essence shining. Now, you have given time here. You have given time to give to the universe. You have been giving. You have give, and you have pushed to gain this success. So the divine is rewarding you. You know, what you give, you will receive. And this is what's happening here. You have put so much into this, and there's been a time where you have, I'm going to throw in the towel with this, because it's not going anywhere. It's not happening. I'm not getting the clients. I'm not getting the customers. You know, I will never get that job. I will never get that offer, that promotion. And you've been through, and you have to get your finances sorted out, your grounding first, before you can look at anything else here. In terms of relationships, making your family stable, making your marriage stable, all kind of stems on this, you know, this foundation that you need to then build upon, you know. Now, Aries, I just wanted to look at these kind of energies, this transformation, these changes, how it's going to affect your love life. You know, so these kind of this essence of yourself, I just feel that you're focusing so much on you and your own core being that you know, the partner, the marriage I guess is secondary. I guess you're being selfish for a change, but you're not selfish. You're not selfish, Aries. You're not. But I guess the divine is saying, you know, why not just be a little bit selfish? You've given so much. You've given so much. It's time for you. And it's time for you to shine. That's what this is saying. So in terms of relationships, so let's have a look at singles here. So it's a lot, you've put a lot of work into this. I also see walking away. If this is anything to do with a relationship, you've walked away from something. Somebody was very, very dominating, went from 0 to 60 in gosh 2 seconds. So I do get that, and I've got that in other readings too. So let's have a look at your love situation in this kind of very spiritual, self-knowing kind of essence of your energies here. You don't know what to do about your love life. That's something that you're putting on hold. You're sitting on the fence here. At this present time, you're sitting on the fence. I don't know what I'm going to do about that relationship. I don't really know what I'm going to do about that marriage. I don't know what I'm going to do about... I've not really thought about that. I'm just trying to get myself back here. So you're kind of just sitting on the fence with that. You know, there's nothing too kind of active going on there. I do feel it's about you getting to know yourself. I feel that's really very wise. Even if you're married, I think you put your marriage above yourself, your children above yourself, that you don't really know who you are. And you've spent all of this time, and also this energy shift here of getting to know your identity, my upbringing, my parents. You know, if this didn't happen, would this have happened? And exploring that road. So I feel in either way you are sitting on the fence with your relationships. If you're single, kind of sitting on the fence there. I don't really know what I want from that just yet, but I've got an idea, but I need to succeed in this first. Okay, Aries, you can conclude that you're back on track. Back on track from when? You know, when? But you're on the right road, I feel. Like I said, you've been crying in your pillow at times because of the poverty of all of this. Some of you may have been in poverty, and you know, sometimes you've been so frustrated you've screamed because you can't get any way forward. And this here, you know, I'm talking about relationships too. I mean, I think you've had your struggles in your relationship, your marriage or dating situation, but I feel this is all about you, all about getting to know your own essence and being vigilant about this, being quite vigilant about this, very vigilant. And you know, you've had your time of being patient, Temperance card, and I have got somebody around you who is a water sign, so that could be your partner, somebody who is interested in you, who is standing by your side, or it could be somebody that's just helpful, who is helping you with this business situation. Because if you're single, I think if you're single, you're still kind of sitting on the fence here, and actually, you know, being quite vigilant over who you meet in June.
I think it's very much getting to know you, getting to know your core being. Where do I come from? Where, you know, what is, I got two cards here, you know, where do I come from? You know, what was my upbringing like? Did that affect me? And I get here the Six of Cups, you know, was I affected by what? Not having a father, not having a mother around, anything like that? Was I affected by that? And kind of getting to know your essence of who you are. And, you know, I get a family tree situation, wanting to know any illnesses in the family, getting to know really the root and where you come from. So, yes, you're back on track. Well, back on track. I feel that, you know, you've been on the right road because you've learned quite a lot. As I said with this learning card, you know, you've learned quite a lot here, quite a great deal on your path that's made you stronger. It's actually made you stronger, more dynamic, and I think the divine wanted you to be so depressed, so frustrated, so screaming like crazy, so you would have like a hunger for this success, and once you get it, you won't let it go. You will not take it for granted. And I feel if you'd had the easier route, you would have taken it for granted, I feel. And I feel this is why you was taken down this road, to kind of, so you can learn, so you can become a stronger core self. So this is a great reading, as I said. So making room for this change, you know, making room for this change too. This job, this business, this expansion, whatever this is, because I get meetings, interviews, business contracts, negotiations. All these things are going to accelerate you forward. And this is really good. Someone is helping you, as I said. And it could be this person here, who is the King of Cups, like I said. It could be your partner, it could be your husband, or it could be somebody in business or in the work situation. Big changes here. You're going to get support and guidance through this. How slow has this been? And I can hear you say, how slow has this been to come around? I am totally exhausted by this. I am exhausted. The time I have waited for this to arrive, I am so exhausted that, you know, it's difficult for me to be dynamic. It's difficult for me to be this, you know, this person. But without this struggle here and this hardship, there's no way you would have had the hunger for, and the motivation to be driven to succeed. Okay, so yeah, so what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use my I haven't used these for a while, which I love this deck, which is the Unicorn deck, and it's like an oracle deck. So this is like messages from the oracle. And it's just to kind of conclude this reading, and the messages to conclude. No worries. So I've got my Unicorn deck here. So what I'm going to do is just pull out some cards to just finish this, conclude really this reading. This is an amazing reading, and I feel we was moving towards this sometime. It's been so long, this road for you, Aries, and you feel that, you know, I saw you, you know, you get those poor paupers who look into people's windows, you know, these big houses, and you look into the windows and they really feel envious of the lovely luxurious things they've got in their house, and the food and the cars and all that they can buy. I mean,
I mean, paupers were going back to like Victorian times, but you know, looking and thinking, oh, I wish I had those things. I mean, there were a time, Aries, that you actually did observe and think that. I wish I could have that opportunity. But here you are. Here you are, okay. And you do feel different from everybody else because you have done it a long way around. You've taken the long way around. You've gone around the houses to get to where you want to be. But you can taste it. It's there. It's right in your grasp in June, okay. And don't be ashamed of how long this has taken you, because it doesn't matter. Because I've got here, it's okay. It's okay to be different. It's okay to be different. So whichever way you did this, and it says at the bottom here, there's a little kind of passage here at the bottom, and it says you don't need to be like everybody else. You don't need to be like everyone else. You're perfect just the way you are, okay? And it's okay to be different. So don't worry about that. You feel that you're slightly different, or you've always thought that you're different. The way you've done things has been different, and that's why things have taken so long to reach this conclusion. But look at you now. Look at you now. You're almost there, okay? You've almost there, and if you hadn't have gone through that hardship, there's no way that you would have this hunger for this motivation to succeed, okay? So just a couple more cards here. Talk about your feelings. Talk about your feelings, because I do feel that we have got this kind of past situation here of the past, your upbringing, the way you think about things, the way you view things, and talk about your feelings. So whatever that means to you, it's good to talk about your feelings, and I think you will talk about your feelings. And I feel there's like a wisdom here. There's a wisdom through all of this. And I've got the grandparent card here, and it's this grandparent card is the wisdom of a grandparent. I'm not saying you may be a grandparent. You may be a grandparent. You know, you may have the wisdom of a grandparent, or you ask advice from a grandparent who's wiser. Not necessarily a grandparent, but somebody who's wiser. And you may say to them, you know, I went through all of this and I've learned what my essence is, my core being. And although I thought it was all wrong before, and I resented everything, I resented all of that, I realise that I've become wiser. I've become wiser, like the grandparents, of all of this. And you know why? Because I'm going to finish this off by saying, all this, what you went through, all this, getting to know your essence, all this happening behind the scenes by the divine, is all aligned here. It's all aligned with your higher self. And I'm going to leave that there, okay? What an amazing reading. And it's about blooming time, isn't it, Aries? So all these toxic people, all these manipulators, all of this is all in alignment for you to achieve. Can you believe that? And become wiser. If you'd like your own personal reading, please give me an email. My email address is on here somewhere. I'll put it here at the bottom, and you can give me an email. I'm sending you lots of love, lots of blessings, amazing. There's one thing that you won't do here is take this for granted. You will never take this for granted. And I'll leave it there. Sending you lots of love, Aries. And well done. Okay, and bye for now. Bye bye.